Let's talk about how to close the day in Toast. So when you're ready to close the day, you can log on. So you touch your passcode, you'll touch on the word go. You can use this arrow and go back to the main menu. So you're going to go right here where it says to close out day. So when you touch on close out day, these are the tasks that will run at the pre-configured time for your restaurant, usually 4 a.m. So this is the checklist of what needs to happen during the closeout day. You're going to want to make sure that there's no unpaid checks. An unpaid check would be anything that you didn't collect a balance for. So that would be something like maybe you had a void and the team member couldn't find a manager to void it, so they need to still do that. That might be something that could be in there. Otherwise, these are items that never got paid. So at the end of the day, you want to make sure there are no checks in here. If there are, if this is a red X and you need to touch on view, it'll take you right to the checks that need to be addressed. Okay, any unpaid checks that don't get taken care of, either discounted, voided, will roll till the next day and the next day and the next day on purpose. Okay, you use your resources and you use your labor to make it. So you need to do something with it, like discount it or void it. The next row here, the unclosed checks, this would be any checks that didn't have a tip added in a paper receipt. If you're using the digital experience with the guest-facing display or the Toast Go, the handheld, then you won't have this. But this would be a paper receipt that needed a tip added. Okay, at the end of the day, if you don't deal with these checks, those will close without the tip, because that's all Toast knows. If you had anything in this row, it would mean that there's clocked in employees that need to be clocked out. It is okay to run the end of day if you have someone still clocked in. So if you're looking at this and you have someone cleaning or prepping for the next day and they're still clocked in, that's okay. You can always look at the time punches on the time entries report. Okay, payments needing captured. This is your batch. This is when it active moving the money from the guest account to the restaurant account. So this will happen automatically at that pre-configured time. Okay, but this will show you how many of them just need to be batched. That'll happen. Unclosed drawers. This is any cash drawer that needs to be closed. If you have any of this, if there's any number in here, you can go to view. You can touch on the drawer that's active, and then you can close that drawer. And then actual deposits is where you're going to take and put in the amount that's going to your bank. So if you choose to use this field, you can touch on view, do add deposit. This allows you to have a Toast report to reconcile against a bank statement. And so you just touch add deposit and put how much is actually going to the bank. So let's say our expected deposit was $200. We only had 199. Your actual deposit would be 199. You'd be short that dollar, but that allows you to make sure that what should go to the bank actually did. Okay. This is the same information as the sales summary report, just on a receipt format. So you can look at this too. Unpaid checks, let's just review that. Unpaid checks, any money that hasn't been collected, these usually need to be voided or discounted same day. Unclosed checks means a tip wasn't added. You could go to view and add the tip if you found the paper receipt. Clocked in employees are employees that need to be clocked out. Payments needing capture is your batch. And then unclosed drawer would be any drawer that needs to be counted. Actual deposit is so that you can track how much is actually going to the bank. If you choose to print this, there is a print button here. And then the overflow menu, the 3 dots, allows you to actually change the date for a rolling 7 days here. So that was closing out the day with Toast.